right, Coach. Talk to us about this last week on the road, your second straight week on the road. You split with Kent State and Ohio. Just kind of your overall thoughts on the weekend.
Yeah, I thought we played. We had a good defensive effort against Kent State, and then I think we turned around on Ohio and kind of did the opposite of that. But we've been working on it all week in practice and making sure that we're ready to go for Akron on Thursday.
Talk to us about some of those things defensively against Kent State. That really kind of made the difference, in the match.
I think in every set we had one huge play towards the end. I know Scout had a great play in the second, kind of going around the standard in some way. This one dove into a scorer's table, got herself on SportsCenter, which is kind of cool. But that kind of stuff just brings so much energy to the team and pulls that momentum back on your side.
Is that, one of those things, maybe in the matches where you're not necessarily playing the best, but it's just those kind of hustle plays that kind of push you through. As a coach, how nice is it to kind of see that when there's maybe the days where not everything's flowing for you offensively, but you still kind of get that hustle.
Right. I mean, that's how you win when you're not having that big day. And I think just a little bit of that effort goes a long way.
Well, Hannah, talk to us about the play first, and then, just the defensive effort from the team.
Right. Well, defense is something we've always been focused on this whole year. Obviously you're going to be focused on defense, but we just know that we want to focus on defense to really beat teams. When you outdig teams, that really frustrates them when they can't score, and that's going to put you above. Also, just having that full pursuit. That's the biggest thing. It's like having that mentality that any ball is possible. So just never giving up. I think everybody did a great job of that on against Kent State, and that's why we had scrappy plays like going over the scores table, Scouts play. So big things happen when you just keep going.
Was there for you? Is there any hesitation, or will you just kind of lay out on any part of the facility for your teammates?
Yeah, I'll run through a brick wall for you. I try to just. Defense is my job, right? Defensive specialist. So I just want my teammates to know I got your back. Get a touch on it. I'm going to run it down for you. Even if it's going out the door, I'll run through those doors for you. And I think every girl on this team would do the same thing. So it builds such a trust and confidence in a team when you do that.
Well, how tough is it, in a sport, like volleyball? That was the second touch. Lara gets credit for the dig and then has to save it to keep the play alive.
Right.
That doesn't show up anywhere in a box score. How tough is it to kind of, still showcase sometimes the effort when it doesn't always necessarily translate into stats?
Right. That's so much of the sport. We always say it's the little stuff. It's pushing up the free balls and the down balls and making them perfect so Scout can keep us in system and we can get those big kills that people love. Or, it's just the little plays that matter. It's a cover ball that saves a point from somebody that might not be that exciting to anybody else, but that's what we get the most excited about. And when we see those things, that's when we're playing really well and being able to fire on all cylinders.
Hannah, talk to us about the environment at Kent. You always have a pretty strong fan base there, but then you also had True Blue that made
Right.
the trip down. What's it like to go on the road but almost have it feel more like a home environment?
It was awesome to see UB True Blue walk in. We were just we were very overwhelmed because we weren't used to that. That was a big difference from last year, and just the support has increased a lot, which gives us a lot of confidence. It did feel like home, and we love being home. That's obvious. We feel very comfortable, very calm, and even though it was a close game, we felt very in control, I think, the whole time. And shout out to True Blue, shout out to the home support. It was awesome. But we have to learn to make being away also a home. When we don't have that support, being able to energize that feeling ourselves.
So what were some, you go to Ohio, what were some of the things that as a player that you saw maybe didn't necessarily go right for you guys?
I think just our response to the chaos was not what we wanted it to be. So we were on a 5-game winning streak, feeling really, really good about ourselves, playing pretty well. And then we had a day that was off, and I think we just didn't know exactly how to respond to it. You know what I mean? So just learning to adjust to not playing our best was what went wrong. Coach mentioned defense. We went from outdigging Kent by many, many balls to just not making those big moves. But we're here in practice this week, and that's what we're focusing on.
And how, for both of you, how important is it to not let, kind of that loss, spiral? You go back out on the road Thursday against Akron and really kind of just push that behind you and come back with a good performance at Akron.
You have to have a short memory in this game. You just have to. And I think at this point we're really focused on building momentum going into hopefully the tournament. And that's what's kind of on our mind is Akron 110% and how we're going to get that win.
Talk to us about Meg's week. I mean, she missed a little bit of time, due to injury, but kind of came back, had a pretty good weekend. Was probably your best player against Ohio as well. Just kind of talk about how she was able to come back from injury.
Yeah, she was really effective against Ohio, especially in the first set. I think she was hitting 800 or something going into the second. And then we stopped kind of getting her the ball because we weren't pushing it up to Scout as much. But I think Meg's always an asset to us on the court. She's got such a heavy arm and she works really hard. And she's sort of a sense of calm, I think, for the group too. As a captain and a leader, that's what she should be.
And 4 matches left before the conference tournament. Just talk to us about the importance of playing well and really getting that seeding that you guys want for the conference tournament.
Right, we're just taking it one game at a time, one play at a time, one touch at a time. So we're just trying to end on a high note. I know we've been doing pretty well, but like you said, bouncing back from OU, learning from it, moving forward, and putting ourselves in a good position for the tournament. We're really excited.
And then Blair, finally, just a quick preview on Akron, a team you've already played this season, and then you play Toledo here on Saturday, the only team you haven't seen yet in the league. Just a little bit of what you see from those two teams.
Yeah, I think both the teams are going to have a lot of ball control. So when you play somebody like that, you got to take care of that on your own side because they're going to have the ability to place the ball where we're not. We've got to be good about running stuff down and making sure we're taking care of that so that we can run our side a little bit more effectively.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.